Hi, I'm Carol Bach, and welcome to this video. We're happy that you're interested in finding out about more of the roles with the college. The following presentation will outline each of the 6 different roles we have for registrants, as well as some of the additional requirements. Let's start with the non-council appointments. As the title implies, these are roles that involve registrants who are appointed by the council, and they are called non-council members. At least one non-council member sits on each council committee, and this allows for work to be spread out a little bit more, but more importantly, it allows for diversity of perspective. You would be appointed by a specific committee and hold the title of non-council member. And as such, you would participate in that committee just like the council members do. In addition to the requirements outlined in Opportunities for Working with the College, that webinar gave general requirements. To be a non-council member, you must also demonstrate that you have no conflict of interest when serving on a committee. This also means that you cannot hold a position on the board of an association. Typically, council selects registrants who have experience or in a specific area of practice, or work in a region, or possess other qualities that will round out the specific committee. Let's talk now about peer assessors. For this role, you would be appointed by the Quality Assurance Committee. Again, conflict of interest is an important consideration. However, in this context, it relates more to the individuals you would possibly assess. Peer assessors are those registrants who make a long-term commitment to the college that starts with a peer assessment for themselves. Once you successfully undergo a peer assessment, you may be considered for this role. Peer assessors perform site visits and review the evidence of compliance of registrants who have been selected for peer assessment. Because the role is intended to be one that offers support to meet the standards, we require applicants who have experience, so we're looking for 4 years minimum, and as well possess an attitude of collaboration and understanding. Peer assessors are also expected to be well versed in the standards that are outlined in the self-assessment tool. Typically, a peer assessor completes 2 to 4 assessments per year. Each assessment requires preparation, then reporting, as well. Many involve travel. There's also an expectation that you are available once per year for 2 days training at the CASAPO offices in Toronto. Focus groups are another area to get involved in. Typically, the college organizes a focus group to provide input on a specific professional issue, a specific standard, a set of materials, or a policy. Focus group participation involvement is a much shorter time commitment, perhaps 1 to 3 meetings, and often they're teleconferences. Preparation is also often part of the expectation. Usually we're looking for people that have a specific area of practice that would inform the project, but sometimes we want the perspective of registrants with a broad range of experience. Coach or monitor is another role for registrants. The college assigns a coach or monitor in situations where a registrant has demonstrated challenges in meeting the standards of practice. This may be identified through a complaints process or through a quality assurance process. As the title implies, this involves ongoing contact with the registrant to support them to meet the standards. Consequently, the schedule of assistance you would provide depends pretty much on what is ordered by the committee involved, and that could be the QAC or the ICRC committees. Much like peer assessors, though, these people are very knowledgeable about the standards and are collaborative and supportive. They also typically practice in a similar environment as the registrant who is needing the support. In this role, you would be given clear materials for supporting the registrant and clear parameters for evaluating their success. Advisory Working Group. This is a new role that the college has developed, and it's intended to be used primarily to review and develop standards under the direction of the Practice Matters Committee. You would be brought together with other registrants to provide input on specific standards, and it might involve reviewing existing standards or considering new ones. The Practice Matters Committee would direct this group to consider specific questions regarding specific standards. Staff would organize and run the meetings, prepare materials, and report back to the committee. There may be follow-up meetings once the Practice Matters Committee considers the recommendations of the advisory group. So consequently, the commitment would likely be 2 to 3 meetings, which may be either teleconference or face-to-face, depending on the work that's at hand. Finally, patient outreach. This is another new initiative of the college. We are developing ongoing relationships with our registrants who have direct access to specific patient populations. For example, we've reached out to a set of registrants who work with people with aphasia to help us review materials we developed for people with this type of communication barrier. We'll maintain a list of those registrants who are willing to help us reach their patient population directly. You might be a registrant who has experience with a specific patient group that the college is interested in reaching. So we would ask that you remain on our list so we could continue to have a pool of registrants to go to access input. Again, it would be a specific task or a set of questions we would provide and a specific method of collecting the information. You'd participate on a project-by-project basis. Those are all 6 roles that we'd like to discuss with you today. For more information about any of these roles, I encourage you to review the materials on our website, and you can go via registrants, and along the left-hand side, you'll see Working with the College. Or you can contact me directly, and I'd be happy to discuss any of these roles further with you. Again, you'll find the information on our website under Working with the College. And we're very interested as well in your feedback on these webinars that you've viewed, so please help us out by filling out the feedback survey. We hope to hear from you soon, and thank you very much.